Hmm. All right. Yo, let's get into it. This is exciting. Yeah. All right, we're gonna start here in a bit. Just give me one moment. Make sure I got all my stuff here. Going to start the celestial commitment ceremony here in just a bit. Of course, before we really get into it, I'm going to show you a bit of the astrology at the current moment, let you all know just really what energies we have and what we're going to be utilizing and why I chose this particular time and how important it is. Now we're literally going to be stepping into this manifestation, guys. It's awesome. Got the music going in the background. I hope you all enjoy it. Got my Ankh here. I got my salt lamp lit. And I also have some incense burning. And I do have a singing bowl. So I want to just give everyone some time to kind of get ready for this ceremony. What you're going to need is some pieces of paper. If you want to, I highly encourage having pieces of paper. You want to get anything that you use for ceremonies, maybe use incense or candles or stones. I have some stones here that I'm probably going to be using, a few of them. Yeah, I'm probably going to be using a few of my stones. Let's see who else. Okay, so I've got the stones that I'm going to be utilizing for this. Okay. All right, so yeah, let me turn down the music a bit because you guys probably can't even hear me that well. Hello, be the infinity, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining. I knew you would be here, so This is going to be exciting. Whether you watch this live or whether you watch it afterwards, it's going to be powerful. And note that you will have some time to do this ceremony. In fact, I can just kind of even look into the future to see about how long you can do this for. Essentially, you have about a month that you could do this ceremony for. That being said, it's going to be very potent if you do it sooner rather than later. But you essentially have about a month and a half that you can complete this ceremony. In fact, I'm probably going to do the ceremony now, and I'm probably going to do the ceremony again during the full moon. And I may even do it again like the week after the full moon. Just because I want to make sure that I'm in integrity, and I want to make sure that I'm renewing these contracts and these commitments. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating manifestos to the 4 celestial bodies that are right now in their home signs. That is Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune. Saturn's in Capricorn, Mars is in Aries, Jupiter's in Sagittarius, and Neptune is in Pisces. And this is a very rare event. This does not happen very often. Turn the music down a bit. I still have it on a little bit in the background. So I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me well. I'll give you all a little bit more time to get your stuff together. Now, I want you to, of course, have fun with this too, and to be also be free to modify this to fit your vibration, to fit your needs, right? I'm just kind of giving you a bit of a template, but obviously this is your experience as well. I mean, this is us bringing our energies together, so it's going to make this more powerful. As I said, it may even be good for you to do this more than once. I'm going to be doing this, like I said, today. I'm also going to be doing this after the full moon, and then, or during the full moon, and I'm going to do it again probably like a week after the full moon. So essentially, we have until Mars leaves Aries to do this, because after Mars leaves Aries, we're not going to get another chance like this. So I bet I can even look into, by the time that Mars can even come back into Aries, Jupiter would have left Capricorn. So yeah, so it wouldn't even matter. So this is it, guys. This is really it. Like, this next month of your life is about to be so wild, so intense, so transformative, especially if you really step into your purpose and really embody your higher self. I know a lot of that sounds fluffy, a lot of it sounds cute and stuff. What does it actually mean to do that? Well, we are going to learn about that and actually embody what that actually means. All right, so what I'm first going to do is I'm going to share my screen and show you the astrology and show you where all the planets are. I'm going to show you a bit of the numerology and may even read out of one of my books that I have here, which lets me know of the degrees, which is really super powerful. Let me get it out of my bag here. And have it here. Okay. So this isn't quite, I don't know how long this video will be. I'm not planning on making it too long. Because, you know, it's getting kind of late where I am, and I don't want to be up all night. Yeah. I've been working all day, but, you know, it's all good anyways. So, who's up in the house? Be the infinity. I'm really happy that you're joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for reaching out to me too. I really do appreciate it. And I am very much so looking forward to our talk. Very much so looking forward to our talk. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys my screen here in a bit. So I can show you what energies we're dealing with at the current moment. So let's get to my screen share. All right. So as you can see, this is the astrology at the current moment. This is January 6th, 2019, 11:41. Of course, that is Eastern Standard Time, so that may be different depending upon where you are in the world. As you can see, we do have the moon still in Capricorn, and remember, the moon doesn't like to be in Capricorn, right? It would rather be in Cancer, but what we have right now is that the moon is actually in close proximity to the south node, and it's opposing right now the north node. So this is already tapping us into what the south node in many ways can be seen as sort of the physical manifestation of the nodes. And that's something I just learned off of what the Leo King said, which this doesn't make sense because I feel like the South Node typically will manifest itself physically first, typically, and then the North Node will. So with the Moon conjuncting the South Node in Capricorn, what's happening right now is that any type of disorder or disarray is being revealed right now. But with the moon being conjuncted and it being at 28 degrees, you got to think that 2 is the energy of the moon itself. 8 is actually the energy of Capricorn. And when they come together, you get a 10, which is a manifestation point. It's the beginning and the end of a cycle. Technically, 10 doesn't exist, technically. But when you bring the 1 and the 0 together, it's almost like you are I almost like to see it as the 1 impregnating the 0, and then you create something, you actually manifest something, because you can have the 0 and then you go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, then you get 10. So that 1 is almost sort of like a key, or it's almost like it can actually be like the sperm impregnating the 0, and thus you create life. So we are actually going to be creating life with this manifesto, because the moon, probably during the time of this, will shift into 29 degrees, which is an 11, of course, which means that we actually are going to be calling into this frequency and this vibration. We actually are going to be manifesting this and actually becoming it, right? And of course, you probably will experience this probably through your dreams tonight, especially when the moon comes into Aquarius. You're probably going to receive some type of sacred download, some type of very sacred download that you'll receive. And we also have to remember that the moon here at 28 degrees is making a sextile over to Chiron, right? Chiron being the wounded healer. So there is this great healing, this great spiritual divine healing that's taking place. It's making a sextile over to Venus and Scorpio. So this is actually a major breakthrough point, because if you think about the last degree of Scorpio, it's sort of like the darkest and the lightest degree of Scorpio at the same time, because it's like you're about to seriously break through. You dug so far to the depths of your soul, and now it's like that it's like I'm seeing someone shoveling. I'm seeing someone shoveling and just shoveling and shoveling this pit, and then suddenly they just go just a little bit more into the dirt, and then light just pours out from this hole. That's where Venus is right now. And it's also making a square over to Uranus. So we have 2 sextiles. We have the square. So actually, yeah, we have this grand kite, as you can see. You see the kite, right? We have the grand trine, the grand water trine here, 29 degrees, 28 degrees, 26 degrees, the opposition, and then the sextiles. So we're actually doing this during a grand kite. And of course, we do have this squaring energy as well. So this is a very powerful time to be doing such a ceremony like this, where we have all the planets home. We have to remember, guess what? Uranus is now officially going direct. So we now have all planets going direct. We have no retrograde planets, at least the major planets that we typically track in astrology, which means that things are full steam ahead for the next, I want to say all planets are going to be going forward for the next month and a half or so. We can even look to see when the next retrograde is going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be until March 5th. So pretty much 2 months of all planets going forward. And I don't know if you all remember this, but last year we had all planets going forward around this same time. And it really felt like we were in a hyperspace jump for like two straight months. It felt like we were in a hyperspace jump. And by the time a planet finally came retrograde, it was like we were trying to collect all of this stuff. It was like the pieces of who we are were so shattered, and it was so bent that we had to like go back and pick up and collect pieces of ourselves. Because I want you to think of, if you think of like a hyperspace jump, it's like you're being stretched so much. So right now we have just begun. We have just begun the hyperspace jump. Really, you can say that probably definitely going into tomorrow, especially the moon. As soon as the moon hits Aquarius, honestly, as you can see, right now it's at 29 degrees. You see that? How it shifted to 29 degrees at the time of this recording. As soon as this moon hits Aquarius, it's hyper speed jump go, baby. Like we are going, we are manifesting, we are transforming. So those are the energies right now. And I want you to, of course, pay attention to some numbers. We're going to be paying attention to the number 13. The number 13 is going to be very important for the purposes of this ceremony, at least as it regards to Jupiter. The only that's really the only number that I really want to pay attention to. I guess you could pay attention to 12, but 13 is going to be the most important number as far as just the Jupiter energies. Especially since it's 1 plus 3, which is a 4, and we have Mars at 4, so we have a harmonic right there. We have 4 energy and 4 energy. We have 4 energy here in Neptune. And the other cool thing about this is that Aquarius energy is actually ruled by the number 4. So that even signifies even more of this hyperspace jump that we're actually are really stepping into. And a great release here in the United States, we're going to be experiencing this in our sleep. So those are the energies that we are experiencing at the moment. And let's see. Let's come back onto. All right. So as you can see, we are in a very, very divine sacred moment right now. And when I thought about doing this, I was like, this would be really cool to do, to actually create a sort of manifesto where we really communicate with the planets and we co-create with them. And we call into our experience aspects that are endorsed, of course, by these planets. And we do this every day. But this is going to be a conscious effort that we're going to be doing. This is going to be a very aware effort that we're going to be doing. Now, just a quick rundown of what the planets mean and stuff like that. And you'll kind of be able to tell it based off of what I've written here. Now, like I said, you can, I might actually, I might not do it today, but maybe sometime tomorrow, I might actually write these out and put them on my blog and put them in the description below this video. But that might not be until tomorrow, just in case you want to have this template. But just so long as you have something similar to this or just have a general idea, it'll still work. And of course, you can always go back and watch this video, right? I'll even make sure to link the times in the description below to when I read these out. But what will actually help augment this better is if you happen to know your chart. So if you know where these planets are in your chart, then you'll even have a better understanding on what to really call into your experience, what to call into your being. So, like for example, for me, my I have my Saturn in my second house. It's in Aquarius in the second house. So really, when it comes to Saturn energy, I'm gonna be focusing on second house qualities. You know, self-worth, self-value, money, possessions, stuff like that. I have my Mars in Scorpio in the 12th house, right? So I can focus on that. The other thing that you can't focus on is the house that that planet rules, or the energy that it rules. So, for example, Mars rules Aries, and Aries is my fifth house. I don't have any energy in Aries except for my part of fortune. So, in my manifesto and what I write out and acts that I'm going to be calling into, I'm probably going to include both 12th house aspects and fifth house aspects, so I can cover different parts of my chart. And I also have Neptune in the second house, so that's interesting. I have a lot of 12th house energy, so I think 12th house will be covered. And then we have Jupiter as well, which for me is my ninth house, which is kind of nice actually, because Jupiter rules the natural ninth house. So it would definitely help if you knew where these planets are in your chart and what house they are in. That way you can get very direct, you can get more exact, and you will notice that this manifestation will come about more it'll come across more effortlessly. You'll be able to manifest these manifestos more effortlessly, right? If you don't know where your placements are, then you can always look it up. You can look it up on Astrology Cafe, or you can purchase a reading from yours truly. The link will be in the description below to astrofenixx.com. I can help you know where your house placements are, where your house lords are, and I put my whole heart and soul into these readings. I really put it all out there for you and give you just so much information, really. And I want to make sure, of course, that it's digestible, but I give you so much quality information about your chart, because when I began to learn more about my stars, that's really when my world began to really open up in a powerful way. And I want to be able to bring that to other people. So if you like to know about your stars, then and you want to utilize that, and I'm running to sell all my services, that's in the description below. But that aside, let's get into the manifestos. Now, we're going to start off with Saturn, because I believe that right now Saturn's probably one of the strongest planets right now. And that's also because there's a lot of energy in Saturn. The sun is there, the moon is still there, Mercury is now there, and we have the south node there, and we have Pluto there. So Saturn is very, very strong and very, very prevalent right now. So we're going to start off with Saturn, and I'm going to read this. I'm probably going to read it twice, and then I'm probably going to read all of these through once, and then when I come back to read them again, I'll write out what I'm going to call in based off of each of these, and we'll do this together, of course, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. I apologize if I don't respond to any messages in the live chat and stuff. I'll probably do that towards the end, but I want to make sure that I get through this. So first is going to be Saturn. All right, this is what I've written down, and you don't have to do exactly this. You can write down your own even kind of manifesto with Saturn if you want, but this is just sort of the template that I kind of came up with. Like I said, I will write these out in a blog post, and I'll put them in the description below, but that probably won't happen until sometime tomorrow. So just bear with me. Here's what I got. All right. And yeah, here's what I got. I'll do the stone thing later. I hereby commit to the utmost integrity of my character, so I may step into my higher purpose and calling on a daily basis. I declare my victory as already have been achieved, and will allow it to make manifest in the time needed. I choose to embody my legacy every day with confidence, conviction, and compassion. I will commit to building a better version of myself and step into this version by completing the following criteria. So it is so. This manifesto is endorsed and sponsored by sacred Saturn, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. That is the manifesto for Saturn. Now we move on to Jupiter. I hereby call into my experience such a great expansion of my joy. I choose to believe that I am worthy to receive infinite abundance, and that this abundance is my birthright. I am guided by the great cosmic wisdom, which I cannot be separate from in no way, shape, or form. I am always connected. I am fortune. I am joy. I am bliss. It is my natural state. I am wise beyond my years, and I will continue to expand my awareness into the following practices. So it is so. This manifesto is endorsed and sponsored by sacred Jupiter, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. All right. And now we move on to Mars. I hereby call into my experience new action that will propel the quality of my life into a grand new stage. I will act in integrity with my creative talents and gifts. I will radicalize my current experience by acting in a way that I know will bring me the quality of experience that I seek. When I act, it shall be in my highest good, and by association, everyone else around me. I understand that there will be temptations to act in the old way. However, I will remind myself to respond differently. I will move to demilitarize my mind, and as a result, will use that fire to create instead of destroy. I will embody the I am every day. So it is so. This manifesto is endorsed and supported by sacred Mars, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. And now we have Neptune. I hereby recognize the truth that I am a walking, breathing miracle. There is nothing I cannot achieve or imagine. All dreams I have are meant to be actualized, and there is no bound on what I can experience. As such, I will remember the divinity of every moment that is in every person I meet, every creature, every entity. I recognize and acknowledge my spiritual prowess and will smile at my superposition to Source, regardless of my status. I know that I am a miracle, that I am a divine, sovereign, yet forever connected being of love and light. I call the following miracles into my life as I am now at the proper frequency to match these experiences, and so it is so. This manifesto is endorsed and supported by sacred Neptune, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. Those are the manifestos. And I'm going to read them over again, and I'm going to read them a little bit slower this time. And this is going to be the moment where you want to start writing these down. So if you don't have, of course, the time to write these down, it's fine as far as the manifesto, but at least along with me, or at least at the very least, at the top of your paper, put, this manifest, or you can put even the bottom of it. This part's easy. This manifesto is endorsed and supported by sacred interplanet, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. You can even put that at the top of your paper and then write whatever it is that you're calling into and whatever it is that you want that celestial body to help you with and co-create with you with. And then you can put that at the bottom as well. You can do whatever you want with this. You can crumble it up. You can hold on to it. You can burn it. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm probably going to hold on to this one, and the next one I think I'm going to burn. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. But anyways, let's go back to this, and I'm going to even write, I don't even want to draw smiley faces on my paper before I like start writing my thing. So I'm going to read them again, starting with Saturn, and I'm even going to utilize some stones and stuff. So I'm actually going to utilize my copper Merkaba, which helps me to travel and traverse the cosmic waves. And I have a stone picked out for each of these planets. So for Saturn, I'm going to be using, so this is the adventuring, or no, not the adventuring, I think it's malachite actually. That's what it is, yeah. So I'm going to be using my malachite, and I'm going to hold these in my palm, and I'm going to call this into my Bing. I'm just going to just hold it like this, so. Alright. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths for each of these before I speak. And then I'll take 1 very deep breath at the end after I write. So get comfortable. Inhale. I hereby commit to the utmost integrity of my character, so I may step into my higher purpose and calling on a daily basis. I declare my victory as already have been achieved, and I will allow it to make manifest in the time needed. I choose to embody my legacy every day with confidence, conviction, and compassion. I will commit to building a better version of myself and step into this version by completing the following criteria. So it is so. This is the part where you want to, of course, write. All right. Actually, I have a few more now I'm thinking about it. All right. So I just completed Saturn. I'm gonna give you all some time to finish up if you happen to still be working on it. And then we'll move on to Jupiter. Jupiter. Some of these, you can make it as long or as short as you want to. Like I said, it's good to write things down. And these aren't resolutions. These are more or less intentions. Um, these are really actually aspects of your higher self that you already are, and you're just going to be stepping into them. So, and what you're going to find, especially if you do this ritual more than once, is that this will flow into your life effortlessly. That's not to say that it won't be without challenges, but it will flow into your life effortlessly. All right. Let's move on to Jupiter. Now I have my cherry quartz for Jupiter. All right. And the 3 breaths. I hereby call into my experience such a great expansion of my joy. I choose to believe that I am worthy to receive infinite abundance, and it is my birthright. I am guided by the great cosmic wisdom from which I cannot be separate from in any way, shape, or form. I am always connected. I am fortune. I am joy. I am bliss. It is my natural state. I am wise beyond my years, and I will continue to expand my awareness into the following practices. So it is so. Doesn't have to be perfect stuff. It's funny because as I'm doing this, I'm finding myself trying to be like perfect about it, especially since I had Jupiter in Virgo. So a lot of times when it actually comes to my philosophy and my morals and how I practice things, that I sometimes get a little too particular about things, and I'll freak myself out if it's not perfect or something. But yeah, give you all some time to finish with Jupiter, and we're going to move on to Mars. Going to move on to Mars next. I'll give you all a few more moments. All right. Mars. I actually have my rose quartz for Mars. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the 3 deep breaths. I hereby call into my experience new action that will propel the quality of my life into a brand new stage. I will act in integrity with my creative talents and gifts. I will radicalize my current experience by acting in a way that I know will bring me that quality of experience I seek. When I act, it shall be in my highest good, and by association, everyone else around me. I understand that there will be temptations to act in the old way. However, I will remind myself to respond differently. I will move to demilitarize my mind, and as a result, will use that fire to create instead of destroy. I will embody the I am every day. So it is so. Right. Now we are going to move on to Neptune. To Neptune. And just know that this may be or may not be kind of modified the next time, but it's going to generally be the same thing because when we do this next in about 2 weeks, we are going to just kind of polish up on it. And you may even add things to the list. There may be things that you have found in your manifesto to each of these celestial bodies that you manifest in those 2 weeks. You may find yourself manifesting it. So, yeah, don't be alarmed at all. Just be happy and grateful because this shit works, you know? And we don't do it because it works. We do it because, you know, it's our natural state. It's what it's what we do. You know, it's what we do. I give you all a little bit more time to finish up, and then we will move on. We will move on. Okay. All right, so now we are moving on to Neptune. And for Neptune, I actually have my clear quartz. So yeah. All right, so remember we're going to do the 3 deep breaths. All right. I hereby recognize the truth that I am a walking, breathing miracle. There is nothing I cannot achieve or imagine. All dreams I have are meant to be actualized, and there is no bound on what I can experience. As such, I will remember the divinity of every moment that is in every person I meet, every creature, every entity. I recognize and acknowledge my spiritual prowess and will smile at my superposition to Source, regardless of my status. I know that I am a miracle, that I am a divine, sovereign, yet forever connected being of love and light. I call the following miracles into my life as I am now at the proper frequency to match these experiences. And so it is so. All right. Well, I just finished writing all my stuff out. Maybe next time we'll share a little bit about what we have on our list and stuff. But as you can see, I've pretty much have filled up all these pages here. I have 4 pages front and back of this stuff. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take a deep breath with each of these and kind of feel into the energy a bit. And I'm going to read this part at the end, and then I'm going to sign it. We want to sign this too. So, yeah. And like I said, you can do whatever you want with this. You can burn it. You can fold it up. You can keep it in your notebook. You can ball it up. But yeah. And like I said, it looks like the first part of it, I'm going to put into a blog post for later, and I'll link it in the description below. But anyways, so getting back to Saturn, right? Saturn, which is in Capricorn. Saturn, which does represent hard work. It's the mountain that we climb. Rules the natural 10th house, the midhaven, which in many ways represents career, legacy, purpose, where we're heading to in life, status. So, you know, like I said, you want to, of course, look at where Saturn is in your chart. That will definitely help you to kind of get a general idea of what you need to work on, or what Saturn really can help you to manifest effortlessly through that house, through that energy. So thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This manifesto is endorsed and sponsored by Sacred Saturn, for which I am grateful for. So it shall be. Thank you. All right, Jupiter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This manifesto is endorsed and sponsored by Sacred Jupiter, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. From Mars. This manifesto is endorsed and supported by Sacred Mars, for which I am grateful for, and so shall be. wrote a lot of stuff on Mars. I don't have a lot of space in that one. All right, and now we have Neptune. This manifesto is endorsed and supported by Sacred Neptune, for which I am grateful for, and so it shall be. Boom. And yeah, there we go. So those are the manifestos to the 4 celestial bodies that are in their home signs: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Neptune. And like I said, we will come back to this in 2 months. And really with this, do not be too hard on yourself if you don't see results immediately. And even if there are moments where you feel like you step out of integrity or step out of line, know that you can choose to come right back into it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Be grateful, forgive yourself, move forward with this. Know that there will be challenges. You know, we're human, we are divine beings having a human experience, and there are moments where we will be, you know, less than perfect, and we won't, you know, be where we feel like we should be and stuff. And that's okay. So just don't beat yourself up about it. That's something that I have to work on within myself, especially within my mind. Sometimes I beat myself up if I'm not acting within my moral, you know, compass. That sometimes happens to me. Or I'll take myself into traps, but you don't want to do that. Know that the planets are going to be co-creating with you. And while this is a serious time, you know, this is Capricorn season that we're doing this during. We're going to also be doing this during Aquarius season. So, which is co-ruled by Saturn, mind you, but this is going to be very powerful. All planets are moving forward. It's all steam ahead, and it's definitely going to be a huge transformational next 2 months. Thank you, Foamy TV, Namaste. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed this video, enjoyed this celestial commitment ceremony. And like I said, we will do this again. You know, this might actually be something I do whenever a planet goes home. So when the moon comes into Cancer, we might actually do a lunar ceremony where we commit to expressing our emotions and actually like embodying and actually like really like feeling our emotions and allowing ourselves to feel them. So that might be something that we actually do every single time the planet comes home, that we do a commitment to the celestial body, because when it's at home, it's at its strength, it's at its dignity, and that's when we really can tap into that energy. So thank you all so much for joining me. I guess I went a little bit longer than I thought I was going to, but honestly, it's okay. I really did enjoy this. I had fun with it, even though it had a bit of a serious tone to it. But this was great. I really enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed it too. And go out into your world, into your experience, and just be you. Be unapologetically you. Radiate love. There's a reason why I'm wearing my Goofy shirt today. Is because even though I knew I was going to do this before I put the shirt on this morning, I was like, I'm gonna put the Goofy shirt on because that's kind of how I'm feeling. And it's just like, even though sometimes I do feel kind of goofy, I feel kind of clumsy sometimes. Sometimes I feel spiritually clumsy. That's kind of weird, and it what I've noticed is that I actually have so much protection, and I have so much to be grateful for, and I have so many beings and guides that are really looking out for me. And it's just, I'm so very grateful for it because, like I said, sometimes I do feel a bit clumsy and goofy, and I wonder uh, how I've made it to this moment and stuff. And I'm just so grateful that I'm here, and I just have another opportunity to share my gifts and to share the love and to really radiate that love and just, be here with you all. So, thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. I love you all. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile off.